All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. Clarissa Shields fight is coming up, and I am excited. It's been a long time since all that drama went down, but she is talking about going to the MMA and wanting to fight Amanda Nunes. Wow. Okay, I think that's a great idea. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of when we release more videos. Okay, also make sure, thank you to the Patreons and thank you to everybody that comes by the live streams Monday through Friday and OG Boxing Talk, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. All right, man, let's get into this. Clarissa Shields is one of the best female fighters that I've ever seen. She is my number one A. See, I can't lie. She's my second fight. See, I was gonna lie. She's my second favorite female fighter in the world. I'm sorry, she came along after Cecilia Brækhus, and I just want the female Mayweather. You know, I think she's an excellent fighter. But after that, I like Clarissa Shields a lot. And Clarissa Shields being an American from Michigan, being in Michigan, a black woman, an Olympic gold medalist, a two-time Olympic gold medalist for the United States of America. I don't want anything but success for Clarissa Shields, okay? Now, there was some drama that took place related to her brother and Ali Bashir, who was the trainer for this lady that she's going to be fighting. I do believe that's this weekend. God, dog, I can't remember. I keep forgetting her name. Habzine, but she's about to whoop up on this chick, I believe, from Croatia. Okay, and about to whoop her up. Okay, I'm not concerned about the fight. I'm interested in the fight because with the style of Clarissa Shields, it's going to be an exciting fight because she's going to be coming forward. She's going to be going at her. Also, she missed out on a payday from the last fight because of the foolishness, because a lot of foolishness went on that is not her fault, right? Somebody associated with her did something, but it's not her fault. You know, name got drugged through the mud for a while, but hey, man, you know, that's all under the, water under the bridge now. Nobody's really talking about it, and the fight's gonna go on. She's about to whoop this chick up, and just continue to be the dominating boxer that she is. Now, unfortunately for Clarissa Shields, women's boxing is just not that deep, and I would not say this about men's boxing. Men's boxing obviously is just, it's promoted, it's followed, and the amount of fighters that are actually, competitive fighters that participate is just much greater than women's boxing. Where I much prefer men's boxing to men's MMA. And this is just my personal perspective. Much prefer that, right? And most people, fans of this channel, think that way as well. For me, it's just nothing. I appreciate MMA fights because they can end in some really brutal fashions, but I'm not really a fan of when a guy gets knocked down, one guy just jumping on his head and boom, 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 right? You know what I mean? Not really getting his chance to clear his head, get up, check his, dust his gloves off, right? Give him a 10 count, all of that stuff. The guy can just get on top of him when he's hurt and lay him out like that. Because I'm so accustomed to boxing, probably because I'm so accustomed to boxing, I really can't get into that for MMA. It's just, for me, it's really hard to get used to. But that's not the case with me in women's boxing. Women's MMA. There's some really good fights I've seen in women's boxing, but I like women's MMA just as much as I like women's boxing. And I do believe that it is actually more lucrative than women's boxing, from what I understand. And if Clarissa, for example, I'm believing that Cyborg and, with like Cyborg, Holly Holmes, Amanda Nunes. I'm sure my man, Coach Sheldon Harris, obviously can tell you a lot more names and tell you the specific money that they're making, but it seems like it's just bigger events. Ronda Rousey, when Ronda Rousey was big, I don't think any woman boxer was making as much money as I know no female boxer was making as much money as Ronda Rousey was making. And Ronda Rousey probably wasn't making the money that she should have been making, considering how big her name got. But Clarissa Shields going over there to earn that money, kind of like how Holly Holmes went over, except for clearly, Clarissa Shields is a better boxer than Holly Holmes was a boxer. And she transitioned to it over time. That could be, I would not fault Clarissa Shields if she went and she went that way. And I would fully support her. I would watch every fight that she did. And obviously I believe that she has what it takes to be very, very successful in MMA. What my caveat would be is this, and people who are fans of MMA can tell me if you agree, if you don't agree, that she needs to make sure 100% that she has a well-rounded game before she goes in there and gets in there with somebody like Amanda Nunes. Now, Amanda, I wouldn't worry so much about, the stand-up game between Amanda Nunes and Clarissa Shields, provided that their physical sizes are roughly the same, and I do believe that they are. Amanda Nunes ain't going to be clocking and buzzing. Clarissa Shields. She's going to have to fight Clarissa Shields in a different way that involves the grappling, involves the kick, involves the ground game, involving the kicks, things like that. Now, also, Clarissa Shields would have to get used to the fact that they're different size gloves. Those are smaller gloves and they connect. It could hurt more, but but my worry more is about the timing of it. Because if you have a glove that is really tight, really close to your knuckles, but Clarissa Shields is used to having a boxing glove that is further away, she actually has to get in closer. She has to actually get in closer to land the punch than she would, in MMA than she would in boxing. So it's all of those type of things. And I would like to see her take, and she might have already been doing this. I can't say that she has, I can't say that she hasn't, but I would certainly hope that she would take a considerable amount of time developing those skill sets to be able to be effectively defensive in the areas of her weaknesses before she goes out there, right? So if MMA is divided into, wrestling, because there are wrestling moves or grappling moves that you see in MMA. You also have kicks, when you're standing up, but you're kicking. And then you also have, your standard punching, right? That's what it looks like to me. And I'm quite sure people will tell me that there's other nuances to that. Please feel free to do that. But in the area that she was striking, as I think is the way that they rephrase that they refer to that in MMA, I would hope that the striking aspect of it, she would just get used to the gloves, fine tune some things that might, the footwork, because I do believe that they're barefoot. She's not moving in shoes. They're barefoot or virtually barefoot in MMA. So she'd have to get used to fighting barefoot, not fighting in shoes. Those type of things she would take enough time to get used to. And then she could get used to, so she could really take advantage of her strengths, but get defensively sound in knowing how to defend the kicks, knowing how to defend grappling moves and keeping people from putting rear naked chokeholds on you and things like that, right? Defend against those things so that they cannot be such a detriment to you that you're just easy money in that regard. But if she was able to do that, then, hey man, I would support her 100 miles an hour going to MMA, because boxing has not been as good as it should be to the great female fighters that we've had, which is, Layla Ali made a bunch of money. Layla Ali right now, I'm pretty sure from the references that her other sisters have made about her siblings is a millionaire a couple times over. And so, she's probably doing very, very well. I see my favorite female fighter of all time, who's God dog, man, drawing a blank, man. I always do that, man. The killer. Oh my God, man. I'm hating it. That's getting old right there. But the other really Ann Wolf. Jesus. Ann Wolf. Yeah, Ann Wolf is doing real well, but it's just not like it should. I don't think it is like it should be. But you know, the way that the MMA has it set up, it seems like it's doing a lot better for her, and I just really wish her the best. So you let me know what you think in the comment section, and with that, I'm out.